What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Birdman looks to take over the summer. He is going to drop his long-awaited, or maybe not long-awaited, depending on how you look at it, solo album. His first since 2009, and it's titled Miss Gladys. It's named after his mom, as a tribute. He put out a video last week for it and then announced that it's coming out in June. And even more interesting than that is what he's going to follow that up with in July, which will be Rich Gang 2. Now, not to get misconstrued with Thug and Rich Homie Quan, like, that's not the Rich Gang we're getting with Rich Gang 2. If you remember, in 2013, we got a Rich Gang compilation album that was, that featured all of the Cash Money, Young Money artists collaborating, doing all this stuff. And I think it's kind of interesting that Birdman would take this approach now, simply because I don't envision any Young Money artists on the album, because I think you would want to be loyal to Wayne, and Wayne's still going through the issues. I seen that Wayne and Baby had patched up, like they're talking and they've been in the studio together, but the lawsuit's still on, so I don't know if we can expect to see any of the Young Money artists. Naturally, you're not going to see a Drake or a Nicki Minaj. They're like very scarce when it comes to the compilation albums. But you would probably see like a Jay Mills or a Little Twist or a Corey Guns. Somebody that's under, that Young Money umbrella. But at this time, I don't really know. And then when you look at the Cash Money roster, just the Cash Money side, you don't have a whole lot. You got Kasky, you got Jacquees, you got J-Soul, who is the newest signee from Toronto. And then there's, other little people here and there. But I'm interested mostly to see how this album, shapes up in terms of, what is going to be on here. Because I don't know. I just can't picture what Birdman is going to do for Rich Gang 2. And not only that, it begs the question, do we actually want that? You heard the names I just named off. I don't really care for an album, a compilation album from Cash Money or even Young Money for that issue. A lot of them just are thrown together songs. It wasn't something like a Cruel Summer where it felt like the people actually had chemistry. As opposed, actually Cash Money and Young Money, I don't feel as though a lot of them have that much chemistry. Like I said, with good music, you can hear the chemistry between the artists. When Kanye and Pusha T go back and forth on New God Flow and rap, you can know that they have that chemistry. And Birdman and Lil Wayne had the chemistry. They put out several songs, and of course you can't forget 2006's Like Father Like Son. But those days are over, and I just think he's going to throw a bunch of songs together. We're going to hear Jacquees featuring Corey Guns and Jay Mills if Young Money artists are actually on it. But I don't know. At the same time, it feels like this is kind of a slap in the face to Wayne. Wayne is someone who has just been putting out mixtape after mixtape. He's having to find loopholes to be able to sell music. Case in point, 2 Chainz, Collie Grove. If you look on iTunes, it's billed as a 2 Chainz album, and then it features Lil Wayne on 8 songs. It's not 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne, it's 2 Chainz, and then Lil Wayne is on several songs. So that means instead of it being a true collaboration album, at least through Def Jam and Cash Money, it's simply just Wayne having his feature. So he's getting that type of money for the feature, but I don't know. I just don't know how many people are looking forward to a Birdman solo album. I am a huge Cash Money fan. I grew up with Cash Money. I love the Big Timers so much. But those days are over. Manny Fresh doesn't work with Birdman anymore. And Birdman's solo career really hasn't done much for me. There's a couple records sprinkled here and there, and there's a couple guest features, but for the most part, I don't feel as though Birdman has contributed much for a solo career. I'm thinking back to his last album, which was Priceless, and I'm trying to think what songs was on that, what singles. I think he had one with Drake. That's what I remember. Drake was on a single. So that tells you a lot, but I am going to listen to it. I think I'll listen to Rich Gang 2 as well. So, I don't know. What do you expect out of Rich Gang 2? Do you even want these two albums? And, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.